Good afternoon. You are welcome to the midday news. I am Adeniyi Adebayo. The federal government says it will launch the compressed natural gas initiative ahead of the first anniversary of President Bola Tinubu's administration on May 29th. In a statement by the presidential spokesperson Bayo Ononuga, the federal government said the first set of the initiative crucial assets for deployment can now be delivered. Ononuga said the committee is partnering with the private sector to deliver the promise of the initiative with requisite tax and duty waivers approved by Tinubu last year. He noted that the federal government, in collaboration with the private sector through the presidential CNG initiative, will deliver 1,000 conversion workshops and 60 refueling sites across 18 states before year end. Ononuga added that the private sector has responded with over $50 million in actual investment in refueling stations, conversion centers, and model stations. According to him, countries like India, China, Iran, Pakistan, Brazil, Argentina, and Italy are adopting natural gas-powered vehicles to reduce pollution, adding that studies indicate petrol and diesel engines are primary contributors to pollution. The Nigerian Labour Congress says it will prescribe sanctions for governors and local government administrators who failed to implement the new minimum wage. The National Treasurer of the NSC, Comrade Akeem Ambali, in an interview in Abuja, said the refusal of state governors to pay the current minimum wage was a result of a lack of punitive measures in the Minimum Wage Act of 2019. He said that the 37-member committee set up by the federal government will meet this week to debate reports submitted by various subcommittees from the 6 zones of the country. Comrade Ambali stated that in the new minimum wage bill, which will soon be signed into law by the president, will include some internal clauses that will make it difficult for governors not to pay the new minimum wage. The minimum wage to be unveiled is expected to cushion the effects of removal of subsidy on premium motor spirit. In the meantime, Osun State government has put all necessary arrangements in place to warmly receive the wife of the President of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who will visit the state tomorrow on an official duty. A statement issued by the Osun State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Oluwamokolapo Alimi, indicated that the First Lady will perform the turning of sword of the alternative high school for girls at Okedio Ilesha Road in Osogbo. It adds that the exercise will be performed by Senator Oluremi Tinubu will be at the instance of a non-governmental organization, Renewed Hope Initiative, geared towards achieving a better life for all families in Nigeria. The statement further implores the people of the state to come out in masses to receive the First Lady of Nigeria and her entourage. Motorists and the general public have been informed that the routes leading to Lameko roundabout and Okefia will be permanently closed to traffic as from tomorrow. This is contained in a statement by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Bashir Bello. The statement informs that motorists coming from Ilobu, Agumbelewo Road, en route Jeripo West Bypass are diverted to a road beside Leham Hotels, Oroki Estate area to their destination. It adds that road users from Ilobu, Agumbelewo Road, en route Stadium roundabout will take a diversion created just before Abegianu Realization Center and bus out at NNPC Mega Station and towards Stadium, while motorists from Okefia en route Capital area, Dada Estate, are to divert to a road beside Osun State Property Development Authority, and those coming from Okefia en route Stadium will take inside the GRA and find their way. Also, motorists coming from Lameko Junction, Axis, en route Dada Estate will no longer get to Okefia roundabout before negotiating a new diversion route beside Government House Annex to link to Dada Estate Road, as the Okefia roundabout will be blocked and motorists towards Old Garage will continue onwards. Meanwhile, traffic control officers such as the Federal Road Safety Corps and Osun Traffic Marshal will be stationed at strategic location and junction to direct motorists and road users. The release expresses concern over the inconveniences the blockade will cause motorists and other road users. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) has confirmed 8 deaths and over 208 suspected new cases following an outbreak of a strange illness in Sokoto State. The manager of the center, Dr. Ibrahim Osman, reviewed this in an interactive section with officials of the State Ministry of Health, adding that the incident happened in Sabon Birnin and Isa local government area of the state. According to him, prompt measures were taken by the NCDC and the state government to control the spread of the yet-to-be-identified disease, as samples were taken to NCDC laboratories for analysis. He stated that the illness manifested with symptoms of abdominal disorder, fever, vomiting, and sudden weight loss. Meanwhile, the state deputy governor, Engineer Idris Gobir, had told the visiting Minister of Health, Professor Ali Pate, at a courtesy call that the strange disease had killed many in Isa local government. Gobiri urged the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, do the needful with a view to identifying the curtailing the continued spread of the disease to other areas of the state. And now to sports. The Nigerian Football Federation has prioritized pre-camping MRI scan for all players to ensure only those within the age bracket represent the country at the under-17 men's national team. According to the team media officer, Francis Archie, the football body is leaving no margin for error in order to avoid extensive decimation of the team due to failed MRI tests as in the past. Archie added that every player scouted is mandated to have an MRI scan at designated hospitals approved by the NFF. After that has been done and the player has passed grade 1 to 4, it can be allowed to join up with the rest of the team. He further stated that the NFF is not accepting grade 5 because the player will exceed the required age before the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And on the foreign scene, an Egyptian statue aged more than 3,000 years old has arrived back home over 3 decades since it was stolen and smuggled out of the country. According to the Egyptian government, the statue depicts the head of the ancient King Ramses II, who was one of the country's most powerful rulers. The artifact, which dates back to more than 3,400 years, was taken from the Ramses II temple in the ancient city of Abydos. Egyptian authorities spotted it in 2013 when it went up for sale at a gallery in London. It was then moved to several countries until it reached Switzerland, where it was reclaimed in collaboration with Swiss authorities. The Antiquity Ministry said that Egypt proved that it had rights to the piece and that the artifact left its border illegally. Meanwhile, it will undergo restoration and maintenance at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Still on the foreign scene, Chinese authorities have evacuated nearly 60,000 people from their homes in Guangdong as days of heavy rain caused massive flooding in China's most populous province. Report says 3 people have died so far, while 11 have gone missing. Several major rivers have burst their banks, and authorities are closely monitoring dangerously high water levels. The Chinese authorities had warned that the level of a river in the northern Guangdong could hit a once-in-100 years peak, although these are yet to be materialized. But much of Guangdong is part of the low-lying Pearl River Delta, which is prone to floods due to the rise in sea levels and storm surges. The Delta is a major manufacturing base in China and one of the country's most densely populated regions, with Guangdong alone home around 127 million people. As provisional capital, Guangzhou, as well as smaller cities Shanghai and Irian, were among the worst hit. Flights have been cancelled and delayed at Baiyun International Airport in Guangzhou due to continuous rain, while schools have been ordered shut in at least 3 cities. Dozens of homes across the province have either collapsed or have been severely damaged. And that ends the midday news on Osbc TV. Join us at 3 for the state news. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.